Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to explain this diagram of the phonatory system, which is the system responsible for producing the human voice and speech. First, at the bottom of the diagram, we can see the diaphragm and the lung. The diaphragm is a very large muscle located below the lungs and play a very important role in breathing. When the diaphragm contracts, the lungs fill with air. When it relaxes, the air is pushed out of the lungs. This outgoing air is necessary for the speech because voice production always begins with airflow. The lungs act as the power source of the phonatory system. Without air coming from the lungs, they would not be able to produce sound. The air then travels upward to the trachea. The trachea, or also called the windpipe, is the tube that carries air from the lungs to the upper parts of the phonatory system. Next, the air reaches the larynx, which is also known as the voice box. The larynx is one of the most important structures in the phonatory system because it contains the vocal folds, also known as the vocal cords. When the air passes through the cords, they come together and vibrate very quickly. This vibration creates sound waves, which is basic the sound of the human voice. The pitch of the voice depends on how fast the vocal folds or vocal cords vibrate. Faster vibrations produce higher sounds, while slower vibrations produce lower sounds. The loudness of the voice depends on the amount of air pressure coming from the lungs. Above the larynx, we can see the pharyngeal cavity. This area acts as resonating chamber, meaning it helps amplify and shape the sound produced by the vocal folds. Resonance is very important because it gives each person a unique voice quality. The sound then moves into the oral cavity, which is the mouth, and also the nasal cavity, which is inside the nose. These cavities also help to modify and resonate the sound, depending on how air flows through these spaces. Different speech sounds are produced. Now I explain the articulators shown in the diagram. The tongue is one of the most flexible and important articulators because it changes the position to create many different sounds. The lips also help to form sounds, especially sounds like boo, boo, and The teeth work together to the tongue and lips to form such a f or f. The jaw helps to control the opening of the mouth, which affects the pronunciation. The hard palate and soft palate is the bony part at the top of the mouth, while the soft palate is the softer part behind it. The soft palate control whether air goes through the mouth to the nose. For example, when producing nasal sounds like or pass air through the nasal cavity. In conclusion, the phonatory system is essential for human communication. It allows us to express ideas, emotion, and also thought through the spoken language. Thank you for listening.